Hey everyone, how y'all doing? So, I've been promising a GarageBand video for a while now. Procrastination got the best out of me, but it's finally here, and I'm really excited. I wanted to do this video for a while now. So I first started using GarageBand a couple of years ago, before I got really serious into music production, and it's a really awesome tool. I made lots of demos with it, and I even released a couple of songs on, not Spotify, SoundCloud. And although they sound pretty good, given how much knowledge I had of music production back then, which was not a lot, but I decided to revisit one of them because I have an EP coming up that includes one of the songs that I released on SoundCloud originally with GarageBand, and I decided why not recreate it on the same iPhone that I made it originally. Actually, it was like an iPhone 6S, but technically the same, just in a small enclosure, whatever. So the song is called As Your Dreams, and it's kind of like a pop rock, alternative-ish rock song, and it has acoustic drums, bass, electric guitar, acoustic guitar, and vocals, of course. And it actually has strings as well, but those are kind of like a background texture. I just want to mention a couple of quick disclaimers / tips before we get started. First of all, I did record using a pair of closed back headphones, but that's just because I wanted to use the built-in microphone in the iPhone itself. You can always use the included headphones that come with your iPhone. I wanted to avoid that though, because you have to use the microphone on the headphones, and that's a little bit cumbersome. But anything that you have laying around that does not have a microphone is gonna work just fine for your headphones. Also, I did export the project from GarageBand, and I finished the mix on Logic, and I edited the vocals on Logic as well. But all of the recordings were still done on the iPhone with the built-in microphone on GarageBand. So that's enough of me talking. Let's get started.
And this empty hole inside your mind will get you through the weather. And if living is a waste of time, let's waste our time together.
So I'm just gonna briefly explain my process here. Hopefully I might be able to put some footage of me actually working on it. But basically how I got started is I imported the original full mix of the song over here in the session. And I just used this as a reference to, just figure out sort of what I was supposed to be doing, the structure, the lyrics, all that type of stuff. And then I recorded some demo vocals, which I deleted, unsurprisingly. Then I recorded the acoustic guitar, and I literally just placed my phone in front of my guitar. I was using a tripod, the same tripod that I'm filming on right now. And it sounds pretty good, surprisingly. I played around with the positioning a little bit because mic position actually makes a really big difference, more so than the microphone itself. But yeah, that's how I got that. And then I recorded the bass through my bass amp over there, which I'm gonna put some footage of it also. And I also recorded the electric guitars, both electric guitars, also through the bass amp, except that they were going through this overdrive pedal. And I did this cool trick where I recorded the guitar twice, and I panned one of the recordings to the left, one of the recordings to the right. One of the recordings was done on the neck pickup, and the other one was done on the bridge pickup, which made it sound wider and thicker and just beautiful. I love it. It's just meant to create some stereo spread. And I ended up using the original demo acoustic guitar because it just sounded pretty good, and I didn't even realize that I hadn't recorded a final take. So that's a good sign. That's a sign that you're supposed to keep a take. And then I recorded the vocals also. I have a couple telephone effects going on here. These 3 little tracks over here. I got some doubles, lots and lots of backgrounds, and some strings as well for texture. And yeah, this came together really, really quickly. Very surprisingly, GarageBand is very, very easy to use, and it's very fun also. And I just want to mention that if you're recording vocals, make sure that all the vocal tracks have pitch correction disabled, because if pitch correction is enabled, it creates a really long delay between when you actually sing and when you hear yourself singing, and that can be a little bit distracting. But otherwise, it's really, really easy and really, really fun to work on GarageBand. And then for mixing, I basically set all the faders all the way down, and I reset all the effects, so then I kind of had a blank slate to work with. Like, adjusted the volumes individually, bringing each instrument one at a time. And I started with the drums, then bass, then guitars, then vocals, then textures. And I spent quite a bit of time working on the volumes themselves, then EQ, then compression, and I'm not gonna get super in depth with how I mix, but yeah, that's how I did it, and I feel like it worked pretty well. I did import it and mix it on Logic, and my computer is asleep, but but anyway, that's my process. Also, you might have noticed that a few of the tracks are kind of cut up a little bit, and they have some bits that are together, some bits that are like separated, and that's because I actually recorded multiple takes of the bass and the vocals, and I just took the best parts out of each of them. So in Logic, you can just record it over the original track, and it's gonna give you a take folder, but GarageBand doesn't do that. You have to actually create a separate track, you mute the original track, and then you just record again, then do the same thing. And then once you're done recording all your takes, you create another track, and then you audition all the different takes that you got, and you place them on the new track when you find something that you like. But yeah, this took a little bit of work, but I feel like it came together really well. And even though this is a fairly simple and sort of archaic way of recording, I actually really enjoyed doing backgrounds on GarageBand for iOS. Like, I have a booth here that like it sounds really good in there, but the problem is that it's very hard for me to keep going back and forth between the computer and the booth, and recording on GarageBand just fixed that problem completely. I'm probably from now on just gonna export the project to GarageBand, so then I can record the vocals, the background vocals on GarageBand like I did for this song, and then import them back into Logic. So now that you know how I produced the song, I'm just gonna show you a little snippet of it. I think it sounds pretty good. Hopefully y'all will agree. Hopefully I did a good job this time. But yeah, I just wanted to do this to encourage you to try it out. And if you don't have a lot of music gear, or if you don't have money to buy music gear, this is a really good way to get started. And if you don't have an iPhone, I'm sure there's some equivalent in Android. I do know that FL Studio has a mobile version that is available on Android. I think it's like 20 bucks. But if you don't know, FL Studio is one of the biggest DAWs in the industry. Rap and EDM producers love it. I haven't tried it because I'm on Logic. I have been on Logic for a while now, and before that I was in Pro Tools. But yeah, anyway, here's the song. I hope you enjoy it. And yeah, I'm fading away now. So yeah, that was As Your Dreams. It's coming out on May 15th as a part of the A Tale About the Oceans EP that I'm releasing really soon. I'm really excited about it. I've been working on it for a while now. But let me know what you think from the snippet that you just saw. And don't forget to subscribe. Follow me on social media. I'm on Instagram as Ian the Music Horn. And pre-save the songs that I have coming up. I got Empty, the song that you heard on the intro, coming out on April 21st. And then A Tale About the Oceans, the title track of the album, is coming out on April 28th. And then the EP itself is coming out on May 15th, and that's when you'll be able to hear the full song. Thank you very much. Have a great day, and go make some great music. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.